He's been called a great talent and a man of few words.
He's collected by the finest. He's considered perhaps Oklahoma's finest Western sculptor and artist.
He describes the cowboy and our Western heritage through the cowboy way of life as well as any artist today.
Affectionately nicknamed H, Harold Holden uniquely captures the spirit of the American West with a passion that began when he was just a kid.
I drew horses and cowboys in my grade school books.
Today, he's at the top of his field in contemporary Western and cowboy art with a national reputation as a sculptor. But Holden still considers himself a student of his craft.
And try to get better at it all the time. Hopefully I do.
He is a perfectionist. As you look at his work and examine the detail, you know that he fusses over this stuff as only a great artist would.
Harold Holden's works are widely collected and coveted by art lovers all across the world.
He would have won every single award, first place in that entire show if there hadn't been a rule against it.
In the artist community, certainly he's highly regarded for his talent.
H was honored with the Oklahoma Sculpture Society's Lifetime Achievement Award and is a frequent contributor to the nationally revered Prix de West Invitational, recognized for pieces that authentically portray a quickly vanishing way of life.
What inspired me to be an artist was the subject. So that's what I like.
He's considered the genuine article, and when you look at H's work, you know that what he's expressing is what comes from the very core of his created existence, and it's obvious.
I think H art is so special is because he lives it. I mean, he is the cowboy.
And it's second nature, and that gives him his work certain fidelity.
He's so nice to rope off of. He's so nice in a pen. You can go in and do anything. He doesn't get excited.
He knows horses, he knows what a good horse is, and when he sculpts a horse, it's a good horse.
He's a great artist who happens to be also a good cowboy. And I think those two things come together in all of his work. He's lived there, he's felt what it's like to live the cowboy life. He knows its challenges, he knows its humor.
I like art that's done by people who know their subject matter.
You see accuracy in every critter that he depicts, but by the same token, I think if you look at every one of his pieces, whether it's a fella carrying in a calf from the cold or a guy selling a horse at the local horse sale, in every one of those works you'll find just a little hint of cowboy fun.
Call that altitude and attitude. Horses got altitude, the cowboy's got an attitude.
And I think it tells you that the guy that created this was the real thing.
Of course, talent alone doesn't always usher in success, but Holden is known to pair that undeniable ability with a good dose of professionalism.
H is so different than other artists because he's on time and on budget every time, which is really unique, I think, in the art field.
We work with a lot of great sculptors here at this museum, but Harold Holden came quickly to the top of that list.
One of the things that he does, particularly on commissions, when he knows it's going to be put in a certain place or whatever, he integrates the spirit of that place into the work.
There's never a question about the integrity of the project.
And he's just a joy to work with.
For an artist so highly regarded, H is not one to seek out the spotlight.
At this point, all I can say is I hope I got close. Thanks.
He just is such a person of few words.
He is one who communicates through his hands and through his art about a people and a place and a way of life that we think is unique and valuable.
He's not one to hold forth and brag on himself.
Oh, these are my grandkids.
Cool.
Peyton and Morgan.
Here's a guy who is very smart, he's very savvy, he's very humble, and like every good cowboy I've ever known, he simply doesn't waste a lot of air telling you all about that.
He'd rather keep folks focused on the intention of his work.
I hope that this monument will reflect the spirit and energy of the university. Thank you.
You always feel like that he's observing. And that's one of his, I think, one of his great talents is a talent of observation.
No one will argue that H.T. Holden's gifts are numerous.
You will see his work, and I think it's just a fun thing. And our children will be able to drive the state and look at these monuments and think about our forefathers. And H has helped create that atmosphere.
Among artists that truly capture the West of yesterday and today, Harold Holden ranks at the top.
He is a beloved figure. I don't know any other way to put it.
For honoring our collective heritage.
What he's sharing with us is, is beautiful, and it's creative, and it's all the things that the world needs more of.
All right. And for sculpting a precious and priceless lasting legacy.